The 31st Infantry Division was a German infantry division of the army during World War II. It participated in the invasion of Poland in 1939, then the invasion of France and the Low Countries in 1940. As part of Panzergruppe of Army Group Center, it was involved in the invasion of the Soviet Union in June 1941. After hard fighting throughout 1941 and 1942, it joined the 9th Army and fought in the Battle of Kursk in July and August 1943. Along with the rest of the 9th Army, the division conducted a fighting withdrawal for the remainder of 1943, during which it sustained heavy casualties. In the early stages of the Soviet Operation Bagration of June to August 1944, the 31st Infantry Division was destroyed, a fate which subsequently befell most of Army Group Center. The division was officially disbanded on 18 July 1944. The division was initially reformed on 21 July 1944 as the 31st Grenadier Division, but was soon redesignated as the 31st Volksgrenadier Division and returned to the front line in September 1944 as part of Army Group North. Army Group North was subsequently redesignated Army Group Courland in October 1944 when it was cut off from the rest of the German army on the Courland Peninsula in northwestern Latvia. Army Group Courland remained encircled for the rest of the war, but several divisions, including the 31st Volksgrenadier Division, were evacuated by sea to Germany in January 1945. The division joined the newly formed Army Group Vistula and fought in the Danzig area before being captured by the Red Army in May 1945. 23 awards of the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross were made to members serving with the division, along with 2 awards of the Oak Leaves to the Knight's Cross. 2 of its commanders were killed in action. Formation. The division was created on 1 October 1936, recruited from the Braunschweig region of north-central Germany within Wehrkreis Ski. The division was established with 3 infantry regiments of 3 battalions each. The divisional emblem was a standing lion. Operations. The division saw combat under the command of General-Lieutenant Rudolf Karumpf during the invasion of Poland in 1939 as part of the 10th Army's 16 Motorized Corps, which included a role for the division in the drive on Warsaw. After a reorganization, it then participated in heavy fighting during the invasion of France and the Low Countries in 1940, as part of 11th Corps and the 6th Army of Army Group B. In June 1941, it took part in the invasion of the Soviet Union as part of General der Panzertruppe Heinz Guderian's Panzergruppe II of Army Group Center. The 31st Division initially fought in battles for Bialystok and Minsk. During the Battle for Smolensk, which commenced on 17 July 1941, the division was part of Generalobis Maximilian von Weichs's 2nd Army, as part of the 12th Corps. It was also involved in fighting at Bryansk, and was engaged in the failed attempt to encircle Tula southeast of Moscow. Other bitter fighting fell to the 31st Division in the winter of 1941–42. General-Oberst Walter Model's 9th Army, 46th Panzer Corps, in the Kursk area in 1943, where it took part in rearguard skirmishes in the Middle Dnieper area of the Ukraine. It was almost completely annihilated to the east of Minsk in June–July 1944. Its commanding officer, General Lieutenant Willy Frank Oxner, was taken prisoner along with most of the remaining troops. The recovering wounded and new recruits were organized into a new 31st Division in Germany in the fall of 1944, initially designated the 31st Grenadier Division. It was later merged with the 550th Grenadier Division to form the 31st Volksgrenadier Division. In September 1944, this division successfully participated in the early battles to defend the Courland Peninsula. In early 1945, the division was evacuated by sea to northern Germany, where it fought its last campaigns with Army Group Vistula. In late January 1945, it was part of the garrison defending the East Prussian city of Thorn on the Vistula from the Red Army. After destroying the bridges over the river at Thorn, the division fought its way west and north in an attempt to break out from Soviet encirclement. When it reached a crossing point about 5 kilometers south of Kulm in early February, the ice was melting and the Red Army was closing in. In May 1945, it surrendered to Russian troops on the Hel Peninsula, a 35 km long sandbar peninsula in northern Poland that separates the Bay of Puck from the Baltic Sea. Oxner remained a Soviet prisoner until 1955. Organizational history. The division was mobilized on 28 August 1939. Its initial composition was 12th Infantry Regiment, 17th Infantry Regiment, 82nd Infantry Regiment, 31st Artillery Regiment, 67th Artillery Regiment, 31st Panzerjäger Battalion, 31st Reconnaissance Battalion, 31st Pioneer Battalion, 31st Signals Battalion, 31st Division Support Units. In January 1940, the Divisional Replacement Battalion became part of the 181st Infantry Division, and 2 Battalion of the 12th Infantry Regiment became part of the 295th Infantry Division, and a new battalion was raised to replace it. In October 1940, roughly a third of the division was used as the core of the 131st Infantry Division, but the donated units were replaced. In 1942, 2, 12, 2, 17 and 3, 82 were disbanded, and from this point onwards the infantry regiments of the division consisted of only 2 battalions each. In May 1944, the Divisional Fusilier Battalion was formed from the Divisional Reconnaissance Battalion, and the division absorbed the 566th Grenadier Regiment of the 52nd Field Recruit Division, which was being broken up. At this point, the division comprised the following major units: 12th Grenadier Regiment, 17th Grenadier Regiment, 82nd Grenadier Regiment, 31st Divisional Fusilier Battalion, 31st Artillery Regiment, 67th Artillery Regiment. In June 1944, the division was destroyed while serving with Army Group Center, and it was officially disbanded on 18 July 1944. On 21 July 1944, the 31st Grenadier Division was formed using a combination of the remnants of the 31st Infantry Division and a redesignation of the 550th Division of the 29th Wave. The major units of the division comprised 12th Grenadier Regiment, 17th Grenadier Regiment, 82nd Grenadier Regiment, 31st Divisional Fusilier Battalion, 31st Artillery Regiment, 31st Flak Company, 31st Assault Gun Battalion. On 9 September 1944, the 31st Grenadier Division was reformed as the 31st Volksgrenadier Division, and some minor reorganization was effected. The reorganization was completed in Danzig on 17 January 1945. Commanding officers: The following officers commanded the division: General Major then from 1st of January 1938, General Lieutenant Rudolf Karumpf, 1st of April 1937 to 22 May 1941. General Major Kurt Kalmukov, 22nd of May 1941 to 13 August 1941. General Major Gerhard Berthold, 15th of August 1941 to 21 January 1942. Oberst Friedrich Hossbach, 21st of January 1942 to 28 February 1942. General Major Berthold, 28th of February 1942 to 14 April 1942. General Major then from 1st of October 1942, General Lieutenant Kurt Flieger, 16th of April 1942 to 1 April 1943. Oberst Hermann Flork, 1st of April 1943 to 16 May 1943. General Lieutenant Friedrich Hossbach, 16th of May 1943 to 2 August 1943. Oberst Hans Joachim von Stolzmann, 2nd of August 1943 to 25 September 1943. General Major then from 1st of June 1944, General Lieutenant Willy Frank Oxner, 25th of September 1943, late June 1944. Oberst Ernst König, late June 1944.